saying that men should not pay for first dates because most women are not traditional.
I did have a question about that, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
I was just curious if that entails just blanket statement, all dates should be split 50-50, or if we're expecting that these individuals going on first dates are vetting each other to figure out, are you traditional beforehand, so that there's that presumption going into the first date what the expectations are?
Well, hopefully you've been able to vet prior to the date and you can make that assessment if she is traditional or, again, it's kind of a scale, the being traditional or not traditional. I don't think it's binary. It's not either you are or you aren't.
I agree.
Yeah, that's why we both said traditional, right?
Yeah.
In aspects of your life, you are.
If she's traditional, you ought to pay for the first date, but I mean, if she's not, then I don't think.
Do you guys pay for the first dates?
Generally, yes.
Didn't
Good.
you not?
I knew I'd.
Generally.
I thought there was like a. I saw a clip.
I saw a clip where you said you didn't. Yeah.
No,
and you said,
bring it up, pull it up.
You said
No, it's true.
50-50, like it should always be 50-50 on the first date.
Oh God.
Well, so okay, if she's not traditional, my position is if she's not traditional, then of course you don't pay.
I
for
would
the
agree
first
with
date.
that.
Of course
So do
you
you
don't pay for
date
the first date.
non-traditional women?
What's that?
So you date non-traditional women?
No, he dates all women, but he's saying who he pays for or not, right?
I think so.
So in the past,
Yeah.
currently, I'd say for the recent history, I'm mostly traditional women, but living in California, back when I was on the dating apps and back before I kind of, made some realizations about the dating landscape and, hey, men are allowed to have standards, men are allowed to have preferences, men are allowed to have boundaries. I'd go on these dates with these like liberal women. I live in California. Santa Barbara is a super liberal
Ratchet
place.
or no?
And these chicks, like, nah, I ain't gonna pay for them on the first date.
I get it.
Half the time, also, like, whether you're traditional or not, I'm gonna be straight up. So I would always get to the date at least 5 minutes early. If you're 10 minutes late to the first date, I've already ordered my shit. You can have your own. You can order your own shit. I'm not gonna
agree
pay.
with that.
You're late for the
I
date.
agree with
Sorry.
that, which is why I feel so bad that I'm late.
Yeah, you guys were 40 minutes late, but that we're not on a date right now. But look,
You can keep.
I wasn't going to bring that up. I was talking in the romantic context.
I know, but
if she's 10, 15 minutes late for the date, especially if she doesn't give me any heads up,
don't
like
blame you.
she just 5 minutes after when she say we're supposed to meet at 7:05. Oh, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'll order, like, first off, I'd never do a dinner date.
There's no future, so like.
I mean, not necessarily. As long as she gives me like even a token apology when she arrives, that's fine. But a what?
Never mind.
Why? What was the? Was
I
there?
thought you were gonna say something else. I'm just a dirty mind.
What were you gesturing?
Nothing. I feel like I'm 2 seconds from getting this push and me getting out of here.
Is that what that does?
I don't know. Is that
Not
what it
that
is?
does, but
It's like a trap door that's
Take like the red to go
Take
down.
the blue pill.
so I mean, if she's late and she's not courteous about it, there's no etiquette, because you can be like, you give the person a heads up like 20 minutes before you're supposed to show up. Oh, just letting you know, hey, I'm running a little bit late. Sorry.
I was shaving. Fine, come over.
But yeah. I don't know.
I think that's so gross, just imagining being on a date and not actually informing the person that I'm running late until after the time frame that I was supposed to be there.
Oh, I had that all the time when I was
Ew.
back on the dating apps. I mean, I had so many experiences on the dating apps. I got rid of them. But people would be late. They'd literally cancel a date 5 minutes before the date. As a guy, this is what you experience. I don't think some women can experience this degree of flaking or just straight up no-showing. But yeah, as a guy, you're going to experience people who are constantly late, constantly flaking, literally an hour before the date. And you'll say, like, I'll get criticisms, for example, of when it comes to the age gap relationship stuff. Oh, Brian, don't you want to date a mature 31-year-old your age instead of a 21 or 25-year-old? I've actually, like, when I was on dating apps, the majority of women that I was dating on dating apps were within my age range. And them being within my age range did not preclude them from being incredibly rude when it came to respecting my time, to being flaky, to canceling an hour before the date. See, us men, we're not like women where if a guy flakes on you, you can line up another date that night. If you burn a guy, if you burn a dude an hour before on a Friday, his Friday's scorched.
Are you single?
Most dudes, hold on.
Okay.
Most dudes are not going to be able to replace a date on a Friday or Saturday night. We got to plan that shit in advance. So, but women will just willy-nilly up an hour before the date, Friday night. Nah,
These
got a
ratchet-
headache.
These demons. But are you single? Are you sorry? Are you
How's
sorry,
that-
Are you single?
how's that relevant?
Are you single? I just don't know. I don't know much about you, to tell you the truth. She told me about this podcast.
Yeah.
Are you in a
How's what's your question?
Are you in a relationship? What's your relationship status?
I don't disclose that for
Okay,
security
that's fine.
reasons.
You should start. Here's my advice. Just one quick second.
Okay.
Start having these. Oh.
Can you kindly pull
Yeah.
your mic? No.
Sorry.
Look, do you see how everybody else's mic is at the edge of
Oh,
the table?
I'm so sorry.
Just leave it there.
Okay, you should start charging these girls $100 for, and then give it back to them if they're on time. That's all.
I mean, we've implemented deposit. Wait, hold on. Are you talking about the show?
No, I'm talking about girls that you're going
Like
on dates
dates?
with, so that way you
A
can get your
deposit?
100 back, or they can get.
A deposit for a
is that
date.
actually like a
It's a
good
joke.
faith?
No, it's a joke.
Because I was like, no girl, like,
Well,
girls
but
aren't going to do that.
Well, you know what? The ones that do,
Was that-
maybe she's the
was
one.
that-
No. I would never
that
put
was
up
a
a
complete
deposit for a date.
Duh, that was a joke, dude.
Oh.
Oh, like,
let me
blonde, I'm
ask
sorry.
chat. Chat, was that a funny joke?
It was so funny.
You
It
should
was so funny.
charge a girl a deposit
they do
so
it here for
she's
the
not
show.
late for the date.
because you do it for the show.
It was funny.
I was.
laughed.
It was
giggled.
funny.
I got a little.
You guys,
giggle.
if you don't know, if you come on the show, you have to pay $100 deposit.
Not everybody, but in some instances we charge
Okay,
deposits.
well, you can
yeah.
have my 100. I was late. It was a joke.
Not
It wasn't
everybody.
fun. I'm sorry.
Do you have to pay
Derailed.
deposit?
wasn't funny.
Not everybody.
Why did I have to?
We're back and forth with the deposit policy because like I'll implement it after we have a string of flakes, but then it like requesting the deposit sometimes like some people don't who otherwise would show up and would schedule to be on the show aren't down to do a deposit, so we've been back and forth on the deposit thing to be on the show. So some people get the deposit question, some don't. So why are you looking at me that way? You feel like
I feel a little hurt.
inequality?
Yeah.
Sorry.
A little bit. It's okay.
Yeah. Also, sometimes if if I have an intuition about somebody,
You could tell by their pics, like.
we'll request a deposit.
totally.
Like,
You had an intuition
Yeah, I felt
about
like that's
me?
what it was
No,
based
you
on.
can totally
well, we have
Be
an
honest.
intuition. We'll have an intuition about a guest, and we're like, look, if you want us to book you, we're gonna need a deposit.
Wise.
And I'm like, yeah, I was happy.
It's
I
just-
think whoever
it gives
asked,
the person commitment.
I think whoever asked the person on the date should pay for the date.
I
and
agree.
I'll say
I
and I'll say
agree.
that
Oh no.
that's not generally most
Never
men's
mind.
experience. That has been my experience. Women ask me out, and
do they?
they offer to pay. So
They
typically,
they didn't mean it.
typically, if I ask a woman out, I'll pay, and it's typically because I've already vetted her to a degree. Like I have a sense of who she is, whether through social media or talking, FaceTime, and whatever. I have a sense of who she is, what she's about, what she values, and I'll determine off of that. So if she gets me to the point where I'm even asking her on a date, I'm willing to pay off for
I
it.
think it also
And how
matters,
often?
like if like you guys have a meal, how everything goes, and at the end, she goes to pay
Grab
for
the
part of
wallet.
it.
Yeah.
No, she goes
That
to
was
like
her.
pay, or like she's like, do you want to split this? There's like a discussion about it. I think it just shows that she's got some morals and values.
Yeah.
When most women
When they're expecting, it's gross.
do the like
Fake grab- the fake grab.
a lot of women will be like, "Oh, you want to split?"
I do the fake grab. I like go.
I totally have split
I've
before.
seen
though,
it.
many
Yeah,
a
but most
time.
women will like do that. But if the guy actually takes her up on said offer,
Oh, it's
they're
done.
they're gonna
It's
still
done.
feel a bad type of way about it. They're
That
still
is
gonna-
so
Unless
embarrassing.
you're with
What?
daddy issue
What's
girl, and
embarrassing?
she's
A
like,
lot.
I'll
Women
come back.
do that?
a lot
what?
of no. There's
Lie
actually
and,
I
like,
tweeted
try
about
to
this.
pretend like you want to pay, but you don't.
Oh,
Just
when
be
I was
honest.
my
It's
age-
disgusting. I just feel like it's like
Yeah, I
kind
just
of
If a
don't
guy
know.
asked me on
I
a
don't
date
know.
when I was her age, 18, right? He asked me on a date. Of course, I thought, oh, a guy's gonna pay, right? That was like just traditional in that point, okay? I did the fake wallet grab just to
Yeah.
be chill, like I'm a good person, right? I had the money to pay, but like just see what he does, right? If he was like, yeah, let's split, bye. Like
Why does that matter? Why
Like,
is
I
that
would
a
do
thing,
it.
though?
It's
I
a
would
thing
split it,
because he
but I
asked
wouldn't
me on a
talk to him
date.
again.
I'm a woman.
Wait, you would what?
I would split it, but I wouldn't talk to him. again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just
That's-
raised
exactly.
very like chivalry
Same.
sort of thing. Like a guy should open the
I
door, a
split
guy
it,
should pay
but
for your
he's done.
food, a guy should be the provider.
Question
blah, blah,
for
blah.
you:
Yes,
should
sir.
women be virgins?
I mean, ideally, yeah. Ideally.
Interesting. Chivalry. only applies to men.
No, it doesn't.
Look,
I mean, it does. It does.
Because
'cause it was
chivalry for
invented-
women
it-
would be
it was
like
invented by
cleaning.
men.
Chivalry for women would be like
Chivalry is for
cleaning.
ladies.
Different for women.
That's
though.
if- it's
Chivalry for women
different.
could be like when you get married. It's like
That's how you should be able to keep a home.
Exactly.
You know,
but like, I don't know. Ideally, in my situation, the man would be the breadwinner, and I'd be a stay-at-home mom.
And,
that's awesome.
fine. And it's great, except
And that's what the chivalry part is for me. Like, I would be taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, while you're opening the door for me.
And that's,
Making my
look,
food.
me using the virgin thing, that's an extreme example, but it's sort of reflective of a more broader, it's reflective of the fact that women, generally speaking, are not particularly traditional.
Yeah.
Not all
I think
women,
that
Not
but
all
I think
women,
generally
things
yeah.
have
speaking.
taken like a terrible turn though. Like as of late, like this body count thing and
Temptation
just
is crazy.
like guys spilling their seed everywhere, like not caring, like retain that. Like that shit makes babies. It can create babies. Do you know what else it could create if you were to hold on to that energy? Like that shit's wild. Like that thing makes you successful. That makes you a high value male. Like retain it
Aren't
and
guys
like
supposed
and
to be
like
virgins
focus
too,
your
ideally?
energy. But this whole
Aren't you
like,
supposed to, like,
girls
share
are
it?
clout demons.
and
these
girls
days.
like thinking that they need to wait around. Like I do agree like wholeheartedly with like when you talk about guys aren't gonna want to marry you if you're on OnlyFans. Like duh. Like because you've been put out there, you've been all over the place, and then they're like, oh, then I'll find
Well,
my knight in
also-
shining
Yeah,